Yeah! Alrighty, what's up everybody? My peeps! How you doing, my peeps? Peter Joseph here for another video. Video number 2 on your, guess what? 2 for Tuesday. This time, right here on the Peter fucking Joseph channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video and subscribe right now to this very channel and my other channels down there. You know where they are in the description box below. So like and subscribe to my channels. Leave a comment if you wish. And also follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, please, for the love of God, get a fucking life. Go do something with your life instead of being douchebags and fuckboys. That's that. So follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you're real, if you're not, go fuck yourself. Share the video all over the internet, but most importantly, tap that fucking bell, smash it, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn video, and if you do, well, too bad for you. You're SOL, and you know what that means. Ha ha ha! That's it. You missed it. You missed it. Fuck boy. And that's pretty much it. This is your first time watching. Once again, if you're just new to the channel, you're just floating around YouTube on this late Tuesday night, and you see my gorgeous, sexy face, well, thank you. How you doing? And welcome to the party, pal. I hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, and have fun. And if you like it, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to get more. And subscribe to my other channel. Show me the love and support as well. Leave a comment if you wish. And that's it. And I hope you enjoyed the ride. And if not, you can hop off and go sub to somebody with less subs than me and does very shitty videos. They get like 5 views. But it is what it is. You don't like it? Too bad for you. That's it. I aim to please. I'm not here for views. I'm not here to get a lot of subs. I'm just here to have fun. And that's it. Give my opinion about the world of professional wrestling, sports, movies, music, whatever I feel like talking about. And that's pretty much it. So if you like it, good. You don't, get the fuck off. Go do something else with your boring as fuck life. Go to bed. Go do something else. You fuck boys. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Tuesday night, check out my first video of the day down below in the description box on my Killer Demons channel, my main channel, my Monday night Raw review. So check it out. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you wish, and share it all over the internet, and that's that. Alright, video number 2 on your 2 for Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday, so I hope you had a taco tonight, or whatever you had. Hope you had fun on your Tuesday. Got 2 more days of nice, really 3 days of nice weather. Tomorrow and Thursday going to be pretty warm here in the Northeast, and then down the drain as we end the summer officially on Friday night. Saturday we start the great season of fall. It's gonna feel like fall, but you know, raining like crazy Saturday and Sunday. Ugh, weekend's gonna suck, big fat cock. But it is what it is. We've got a stupid subtropical storm that is coming up the coast this weekend. Hopefully it goes out to sea so we don't get much rain or a lot of rain and wind. So, it might turn into a hurricane. I hope not, but I think if anything, if it comes up the coast, it'll probably hit like the Carolinas, so it might, not be a powerful storm, but we'll probably get a lot of rain, some wind, not heavy wind and everything, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, if you're going out this weekend, not gonna be fun. So take the umbrella, and I'd probably just stay home this weekend. But so whatever plans you may have, you might wanna either cancel them or brave the rain and the wind. So it is what it is. I had plans on the weekend, but I may or may not change them. I'm not sure yet. But we'll see what happens with that. So be safe out there, everybody. And yeah, summer is basically over, guys. The summer is now almost officially over. But it's going to feel a little bit warm here tomorrow and Thursday. And then the weekend is going to be right around 70 degrees. And yeah. So starting Saturday all the way up until December 21st, I believe, 22nd, around there, right before my birthday. Got, the temperature's going to start falling. The sunset's going to go down around 6:30 until November. And it's going to be like 5:30 by the time it gets dark. When we turn the clocks back an hour in November, beginning of November. So I think it's November the 5th, I think it's November the 5th we turn the clocks back. So we got about a month to go before we turn the clocks back. So it's gonna suck, but, what are you gonna do? Can't change it. I wish we could, but we can't. They were thinking about eliminating daylight savings time, but it would just be weird. It's like feeling like Alaska in the summer with 24 hours of sunlight. That'd be great, but, you want to go to bed like 2 o'clock in the morning because the sun's still out? That's happened here in New York sometimes. I've seen it. I go to bed and I get up and like, the sun's at, what time is it? 2:30 in the morning? It's the sun? What are we in Alaska? Jesus Christ. Cheese and rice. And that's pretty much it. Alright, enough about that bull funky. That's bullshit for you dumb people who don't know what it means. Look it up next time. And it is what it is. Alright, so on this late Tuesday night, right here on the Peter fucking Joseph channel. My name is Peter Joseph. If you didn't know that by now, now you know. I'm a content creator talking about the world of professional wrestling, or whatever the hell I want to talk about. Be the weather, I can talk about whatever I feel like it. If you like it, great. Skedaddle. Go to bed, go fuck yourself. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so video number 2 on the Peter Joseph channel. Thanks for watching. It is time for your late night NXT review for September the 19th, 2023. And if you're watching this tomorrow, or you're in a different time zone, it is now September the 20th, 2023. Almost done with this month. With September, we got 10 more, as for this video, 10 more days of September, then we start the spooky month of October. Halloween's around the corner. Columbus Day's a couple weeks away. About a month from now is Halloween. Time's flying by. Time is flying by. By this Sunday, we're going to have 14 weeks till the end of the year. 13 till the greatest day in the world. We all know that. And Christmas as well. So 13, 14 more weeks until Christmas and the end of the year, and then we flip the calendar over to a new year, 2024. And hopefully it's a great year for some of you, for me, for you, and some other people. But for other people, I hope you have another rotten year. But we'll get to that later. All right, so NXT tonight, pretty solid show. The pre-ultimate to the go-home show, which is next Tuesday at the Capitol Wrestling Center before No Mercy. Next Saturday night from Bakersfield, California. And we got a lot of matches already announced. Some new ones here and there. But kind of finalizing the card for No Mercy. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, it was a pretty solid show. And let's get into it. Let's not waste any more time. then I already wasted 10 minutes of your time that you'll probably never get back anyway. Anyway, so we're at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida, and as always, our commentary team of the man with the creepy jacket, that's Vic Joseph and his candy, and his tag team partner, a man who smokes more weed than Thea Hale and Tyler Bate combined. Well, can't say Wesley because he's gone. And probably other people that smoke weed down there in Orlando. And that man is the two-time Hall of Famer, the six-time World Heavyweight Champion himself, the man himself, Booker T, sucker! There you go. Yeah, oh yeah! What are you, Otis now, Booker T? Come on now. Oh yeah! Black Snow! You know. So we got that. Booker T and Vic Joseph on commentary. Mackenzie Mitchell in the back. And Quinn McKay also doing some interview time. So that's nice to see Quinn McKay, formerly of Ring of Honor. And we have that. And we move on. Alright, so we start the show off with a recap of the man! Becky Lynch, winning the NXT Women's title for the very first time in her career. She's now a Grand Slam champion. And she beat my sweetheart, Tiffany Stratton. Daddy! You know. Beat Daddy's favorite girl last week to become the champ. So we're now going to see what happens with her. We saw on Raw, she had an open challenge saying the future is now, and then boring as fuck Natalia comes out to accept the challenge, and, it was an match. If you saw my Raw review, you know. And Becky retained the title, and that's it. So let's see what happens tonight as Becky returns back to the not the Performance Center, it was the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. Speaking of the Performance Center, a couple of interesting people were there. Yesterday and today. Yesterday we saw Jade Cargill there, and she's starting up her training in NXT with Molly Holly of all people. That's some good shit. Creative has big plans for Jade. Don't know what's going to happen yet, but I would not be surprised if we might see her on next Saturday. I will not be surprised, but because you know how NXT likes to have they make debuts with people sitting in the crowd sometimes, like Bobby Roode, or people like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Jade Cargill, or whatever they're going to call her now. Because I don't know if Jade trademarked her name, and I don't know what they're going to call her in WWE. They might call her Crystal Light. I don't know. It's fun. It's a funny joke. It's not a great joke, but Crystal Light. The drink Crystal Light, because you can't call it Jade, obviously, because then it'll be kind of confusing with Jade and Corey Jade. So they'll probably give her some weird, stupid name like Crystal Light, Sapphire, or maybe Sapphire. Some type of jewel. Maybe I can't call her Ruby because then it might get mixed up with Ruby Soho, They're gonna call it Diamond. Interesting. That'd be an interesting name. Diamond. I don't know what her last name will be, but maybe just call it Diamond. What is it, American Gladiators? So we'll see what happens with Jade. Also today at the Performance Center, we had the return of the man who stole my move. You know who he is. Randy Orton. Mr. Randall Keith Orton, the so-called master of the RKO, but I stole that and made it better, bitch. RKO versus the Gilmore Cutter. Which one is better? The Gilmore Cutter. Because I can hit it from... Even though Randy can hit it from any out of nowhere, I can too. You do different variations. I can too. Even more extreme than you could. Just saying. Just saying. But great to see Randy's back. It's happening. We're going to see Randy back pretty soon. I don't know when, but I would not put it out of the realm of possibility that number 30 at the Rumble, we hear, I hear voices in my head, they count to me, whatever. I don't even want to hear that. So I don't want to hear voices if he comes back. I want to hear, Burn in My Eye. I want to hear that. If we hear that, the crowd is going to go fucking mental. I'm going to go fucking nuts. It's Randy! Freaking Matt Riddle is going to jerk off in his fucking pants. Randy! Imagine Randy Orton winning the Rumble, then facing possibly maybe Seth Rollins, whoever has the world title. Then again, he could face Roman, and then the plans for Roman and Rock go bye-bye. I hope it's a lock. I hope they lock it in. Rock, Roman, WrestleMania 40 in Philadelphia, and then you can do, if that's locked by the end of the year, if that match is locked, then, and Randy supposedly might be coming back, if Randy does come back and wins the Royal Rumble, I would think the logical choice would be Randy versus the World Heavyweight Champion, whoever that might be, Seth Rollins, Shinsuke, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, who knows? I would do that. Randy making this big, humongous comeback, wins the Royal Rumble, goes to WrestleMania, beats the World Heavyweight Champion, becomes the World Heavyweight Champion for the 15th time, because he has held it 14, winning for the 15th time, and has a nice little run with it. I don't think it's going to be a long run, but I could be like a 6-month run for him, but they can go back to when he held the undisputed belt, not the one that Roman has, the one he won it in that ladder match against Cena when he had to go get both WWE titles, the spinner belt and the then gold belt. And he held that for a couple months. Until, jerk-off Cena won it again. But it is what it is. But I would love Randy to come back, be number 30, be the shock, not really a shock, but, a shock in a way. But like I said, I would love for him to come back with Burn in My Eye. Not Voices. It's a great song, but still. I prefer Burn in My Eye, because it's a great song. Just saying. But if that music hits and he comes out with well, he's not gonna come out with the pyro that he used to when he came out. Goes like this, and then the pyro comes down behind him. That would be freaking epic. But I don't think they're gonna do it at the Royal Rumble. But we'll see. We shall see. Imagine Jade probably be debuting at the Rumble maybe sooner, but. So there's your possible number 30s for the men and women's Royal Rumble. Jade and possibly Randy Orton. And if Orton comes back at the Rumble, you know what I like him to do? Because I know Nia Jax will be in that Rumble. I would like for Randy to come out unsuspectingly when Nia Jax is making her way to the ring. Next thing you know, boom! Freaking Gilmore Cutter! Bang! And everyone's like, it's Randy! And then Randy takes off his hood. It's like, yeah, I'm back! Remember a couple years ago when I RKO'd your fucking fat ass? I'm gonna do it again! Ah! I would mark out for that. But we'll see what happens with that. I would love for Randy to be in the Rumble, and the last two guys are Randy and Cody. And Cody gets Gilmore Cutted out in the fucking ring. Like, Cody would try to go for the Cody Cutter, and then that gets counted into the actual Gilmore Cutter. I would freaking go crazy, and then Randy's like, get out of here, Cody! You ain't finishing no story! Pfft, throw him out like yesterday's garbage. That would be freaking amazing. I would love it. But we move on. Alright, so we got that Performance Center stuff. So we'll see what happens with Jade and Randy in the next coming weeks and months, and we'll see when they actually return. Or actually, Jade makes her debut, and Randy makes his epic freaking return. And that's that. Alrighty, so let's get back to NXT. So we open with Becky, the recap of Becky winning the title from Tiffany Stratton. So we're live from the Performance Center, and we start off with, guess who? Ratings Becky, or Becky Ratings, hashtag Becky Ratings, or Bex, NBexT, as Glenn from Wrestling Inc. said. I didn't think that's it's not a, could be a good shirt, NBexT. But we'll see what happens with that. And, last week she came and won the title. Over 1 million people saw that. Great. And even on a collision with Statlander and Britt Baker, baby, the little 3-minute overrun did like almost 600,000 views. Not that it did a great rating, but overall rating was like over 425. I think it was fourth. Official end was 435, I think it was. Somewhere around there. Rampage was like 300,000. But it is what it is. And Raw last night did a 1.3 again, because they did it last week and this week. Because, it's the start of Monday Night Football and everything. Nobody's going to watch Raw because I don't want to watch the football game. Wasn't really great games, Carolina and the Saints and the Browns against the Steelers, which was a pretty good game, even though Nick Chubb got hurt. Really bad injury. Ugh. That's bad. And then, Sunday Night Football, the Dolphins destroyed the Patriots in Foxborough. And then that schmuck Tyreek Hill has to say, oh, Pat fans are freaking classless. And then we found out today that, some Patriots fan got legit murdered by Patriots fan killed a Miami Dolphins fan or something like that, who was wearing a Tyreek Hill shirt, jersey, whatever it was, and they had a fight in the stands. The guy got knocked out. He hit his head on the ground, killed him instantly. 53-year-old guy went with his son, and his son had to see his dad die. That's just sad. But I don't know how the fight started. I did see the fight. It's really graphic and everything. It's scary and ugh. I don't know how it started. Maybe it's just like the guy in the Tyreek Hill jersey, talking shit. Hey, the Patriots suck. And the freaking Patriots fan, thinking he's hot shit. Oh yeah, you want to say that? You want to talk shit? You want to talk shit? Boom! Knocked him out, killed the guy. And then Tyreek Hill, I think it was after the game, talked some shit about Patriots fans being classless and everything, classy fans and shit. But then we find out that Tyreek Hill freaking beat up his pregnant girlfriend or his wife. What kind of man are you? Did you do that to a pregnant woman? What the fuck is wrong with you people? Wrong with you? Why would men even get into an argument with a pregnant woman? It's like 6-7 months pregnant, and then beats the crap out of her. Then next thing you know, either the baby dies because of the injuries to the mother, or the mother dies, and then the kid dies because, or if the doctors can save the kid before It's just stupidity that any man would do that. It's dumb. It's dumb to even put your hands on a woman. Even in self-defense. I mean, it's self-defense, yes, but for other stupid reasons, no. It is what it is. Me and the missus have had arguments and fights, and we yell and scream at each other. We've had, we haven't had physical fights. We had put our hands on each other, but not to the point where we're like kicking the crap out of each other. Even though I would probably win. Even though she's strong, she breaks my back. No, well she does sometimes, especially when we're in the bedroom. She can go to town on my dick and my really just like going to town on me, or she just like, I'm doing initiation, which is boring as fuck, and then she just grabs me out of nowhere. I'm laying down that pipe, you know what I mean? And she just grabs me out of nowhere and just like holds me really tight, and it's like, ugh! Next thing I know, I can't freaking move. I'm done. I'm like, I can't move. And then, on the flip side of that, I'm giving it to her, from the back and everything, and I'm going to town, and then next thing you know, she can't walk anymore. She can't walk, and her back is like, ugh. It's happened a couple of times. I'm an animal. I'm sorry. I'm an animal, ladies. I'm sorry. When I go to town, when I get started, and I'm going at a good pace, you just look out, because, I lay down that fucking pipe, man. It's big enough for your mama, too. Just saying. Just saying. I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying. Yeah, you said you have a big dick, but you probably don't have a big dick. You don't know that. You don't know that, but your mama and your girlfriend does. Just saying. Anyway, we move on. I'm not going to talk about sex anymore. I could do that another day. Alright, so we started with Becky, who comes in, and I don't even know where I went on that tangent with that, but anyway. So Becky gets in the ring, fans love her, give her a big ovation and everything. Blah, 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 blah. She says she's glad to be here once again, ready to face everyone in that women's locker room. Then she goes into a list of most of the locker room. I think she mentioned like Corey Jade. She mentioned a few people. Rhyming her way through the whole thing. It's like, hey, I'm gonna face Jade, this and that. She just like rhyming her way. I'm like, is this a Cena promo? We're gonna get rhymes here and now. Is this story time? But anyway, she goes through that, and she says, as for Tiffany Stratton, Tiffy time is over. And then the fans, being the marks that they are, start chanting, Becky time! Becky time! And then Becky's like, oh, that's nice, I like that. I see what you did. And then on cue, Daddy's favorite girl, Tiffany Stratton, Daddy! She made fun of me! Okay, sunshine, calm down. She made fun of my name! I'm gonna beat your ass, Daddy! Okay. Calm down, sunshine. Anyway, so she comes out, wants her rematch, right? And she wants her rematch, and she wants it at No Mercy next Saturday. So Becky's like, okay, you want your rematch? I'll grant your rematch. But the result's gonna be the same. I'm gonna retain my belt, which may or may not happen. I'm hoping not, but I'm hoping Tiffany can get it right back so Becky can go back to the main roster. Maybe get back in that women's title picture with Rhea Ripley, but see. So Becky's like, I've seen people with rockets strapped to her back before, but this NXT has the same feel when she was there in the first place. Take a rocket ship, strap it to my ass, and go to Pluto. Or wherever that, I forgot how that went when DDP was on my good friend Brett Buchanan's show way back in the day. Remember that, Brett? You know, well, he doesn't probably not watch my videos, but anyway. Rocket ship to Pluto. Like Pluto? Is that still a planet? Now I think it's called Planet X. I don't even know what it's called. Pluto doesn't even exist. I think we have eight planets, supposedly. I mean, after Saturn, you get is Uranus. Or Uranus, but we call it Uranus. Have you seen Uranus? It's pretty dark. Scary and dark. But anyway, we move on. So Becky says, after 10 years, I still want it more than you do, Tiffany. So then Becky thinks that Tiffany wants to go word for word with the man, but how about we go punch for punch instead? Tiffany actually wanted the title match tonight, but Becky's like, no, we're not going to do it tonight now. Well, it looked like we're about to get it tonight, but then, of all people, Kiana James comes out after they say, oh, let's go punch for punch, and then Kiana James comes behind, knocks Becky out for a little bit, and then Tiffany gets involved. We get a 2-on-1, she grabs a chair, Becky takes it away and starts swinging it, almost hitting Tiffany and Kiana right in the face with it, clears the ring, and then she grabs her and says, come on, let's go, come on! So, we got that. And we move on. So, I gave that first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on NXT. So, we start off pretty damn, explosive, if you will. And we got that. Alright, then we go to a segment with the NXT Tag Team Champions. And here he comes, my good friends. My cousin, hey! Cousin, get in here, my cousin. Hey, how you doing? I know it's late, but come on, get in here. Hey, my cousin, hey, paisan. My cousin, ladies and gentlemen, and he is my cousin. Tony D'Angelo gets you a cup of cappuccino for $2. $2. That's my cousin, ladies and gentlemen. Tony D'Angelo, a great Italian man like myself. And another great man that's Channing Lorenzo Stacks. So they're in the back, looking over the potential opponents for their titles. Then we see a picture of Los Lotharios, and I think the Boricua Gangsters, or it might have been the Creeds. I couldn't really tell because the camera angle was really, you couldn't really see. But we did see the Los Lotharios, Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, and I think we saw Hank and Tank, the Boricua Gangsters, the Creeds. So, they're looking over potential opponents, but instead of, it's like, oh, what do you think is gonna win? They're like, hey, let's go out and have a chicken parmesan hero, Let's go get a pizza pie, I don't want to talk about our opponents, I want to eat, Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. They go to the restaurant, they order some pasta, some chicken parmesan, whatever you got. And you know how much they pay? $2! They get the bill and it's $2! They give a nice little tip. Not $2, but, give a nice tip. They're, wearing some nice Italian clothing. Most likely from the Men's Warehouse, because that's our sponsor, as always. Because when you go to the Men's Warehouse, you want to look good, especially if you're an Italian man, like myself. But if you want to try to look good, some of you need to look good. You need a wardrobe. Some of you look like shit. Haven't shaved or anything. Hair is all fucked up. Looks like you haven't cut in like 20 years. Look like a goddamn hippie. Might have to call, well, he's dead, but, he's not dead, but I have to call my good friend the Hippie Ripper. Because he doesn't, well, I don't want to get into that story about how he got his name, but somebody asked me, like, one time I was doing an interview with a band called Sugargrass back in the day on my college radio days, and they're like, do you actually kill hippies? I'm like, if we had a freaking dollar for every time somebody asks that to this, to us, we'd be rich. We'd probably own this goddamn radio station. But like Howard Stern bringing up a whole bunch of girls and having freaking sex with them on the air and everything. Yeah, but that guy, my friend Greg, aka the Hippie Ripper, haven't seen him in like 20 years. Not even 20. I shouldn't even say 20. It's like over 20. Like almost 20. The last time I actually talked to him was I think right around 90, around 2000 actually. So it's been about 23, getting close to 25 years as I actually talked to the guy. I mean, physically seeing him has been about 25. But supposedly there was a falling out with me and him, after he left our show, which was at the time a classic rock metal show, and then when he left, I turned it into an all metal show. And he would bring, I would call him every so often. He would come up on the show, play some music, let him play a couple songs from the freaking phone patch, and freaking put him on the air. He played his really, it sounded really bad. The quality was so bad it just made me want to freaking vomit and everything. But yeah, we had a falling out like years after that with I got back in touch with my good friend Valerie, where I don't know what happened with her. We don't talk anymore for some odd reason. I don't want to even know and ask. But he wanted to go out with her and everything, and I wanted to go out with her at the time. But she used to live in Brooklyn, and she moved to Jersey, and I was like, eh. But, blah, 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 and he found out that I actually did go out on it wasn't a date, we just went out as friends to the movies and everything, went out to dinner and went out to movies, almost got into a car accident, which is not our fault, but stupid person that coming this way, we're going this way. Blah, 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 and, somehow he found out about that we actually went out. And he got all pissy at her, and then I was like, no, I don't care, dude. We're just friends, and we're just going out. Because, I haven't seen her in a while, so, like, it's like, oh, I'm coming down to Brooklyn, and we can hang out. I'm like, yeah, let's go hang out. Nothing happened, it was just friends, Back in the day when I first met her, she was a good-looking chick and everything. It is what it is. I mean, there was a, I think it was a radio station dance party we had, and she was there, and then dancing, and at the time I didn't know about grinding and stuff, with the reggae or reggaeton, soca, and all that stuff. I knew about it, but I didn't know how to dance to it. But eventually I learned, from watching videos and shit, and research, blah 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 blah. So they were playing some, like, Jamaican music, and, I was right here, and then Valerie was right in front of me, and then Greg was, like, here, so we kind of had, like, a sandwich, basically, and she was, like, I was trying my best not to dance up on her, because I felt that it might be inappropriate, but she didn't say anything. I mean, and I was kind of nervous, and I was like, I let her dance up on me and everything, and I kind of put my hand a little bit on her hip and everything, and I was like, oh, I'm done. But Greg trying to be aggressive and everything, I was like, come on, dude. But anyway, we move on. But yeah, that's just, it is what it is, and that's that. But haven't talked to that guy in a very long time. I know he moved to California. He used to work for the Prayer Channel. Remember that channel? I think it's still around. I don't know. It's a different name now, probably. Don't know what he's doing. He might be dead. I don't know. I don't even know if he lives in California anymore. Don't care. Pretty much don't care. As far as Valerie goes, I don't know what's going on with her. I think we lost contact a couple years ago, and I don't know. We used to be friends on Facebook. And either she blocked me, or which could have happened, or she just shut off her social media pages. I don't know if she has her podcast anymore. I mean, I was subscribed to her podcast. I haven't heard anything. So I'm not worried about it. But if she ever, somehow out of the blue gets in touch with me from on social media or Facebook, I mean, she doesn't have my new phone number anymore, but because nobody has that. But I digress. Well, if she ever reached out to me somehow on Facebook, I'll say, "What happened? Where did you go?" Maybe the stars are online, and I get, we get in contact with each other and hang out, stuff like that. So, I mean, she knows Rosa, so I don't think she talks to her either. But in any case, but we get that. But yeah, she's a nice girl. She's a nice lady. Back then, I was a really shy guy. I mean, I wanted to ask her out, but but I didn't. Like I said, I think she lived way too far away from me, and it probably wouldn't have worked out. It might have, but the distance where she lived and where I lived at the time might have not worked. I don't think she had a car at the time. But then, even if we went out and then, we were good going out and everything, and then she eventually would have moved to Jersey, and I'm like, I don't want to move to Jersey, Even though it's Sayreville, which, would have been nice, if I could go to cons. I can go, Sayreville's right near the, I almost said PNC, the Starland Ballroom is, right there in Sayreville. Could have went there a lot. I would just have to, wouldn't have to take the train. We'd just go by car, go in the parking lot, and get out. Just, going to the city would have been an adventure because we have to get on the highway and go into the city. Go to Brooklyn, see my parents and everything. My friends, if I wanted to go to the Barclays Center or the Garden to see a concert. We can, we could drive down to the PNC Bank Art Center in Homedale and everything. Wouldn't have been that far. Maybe, Sayreville and Homedale, I think it's about an hour away, maybe, depending on traffic. Because you have to go, Sayreville's around where the Garden State Parkway is, so. Just have to hop on the Garden State Parkway and take that all the way down to the PNC exit, and then we're there, and then back. Wouldn't take like forever. Especially if you go on the train. You know if you know, but it is what it is. That's that. So, I miss her, but, good times. We had good times. That's that. Alright, let's get back to NXT. Alright, so my cousin Tony D and Stacks looking for potential opponents, but they feel like eating, so they probably, probably had some, some pasta, some chicken parm, and then, finish it off with some rainbow cookies, Italian rainbow cookies, which are, depending on what bakery you go to, because there's a lot of good bakeries, especially in the New York area, my area, that make such good, freaking good quality Italian rainbow cookies. I can eat a whole box, not in one session though, but because that wouldn't be good. But I have them usually for Thanksgiving. My dad gets some cheesecake. I would love to get Junior's cheesecake because that's great cheesecake. My mom used to make. She made some great cheesecake back in the day, but she doesn't do it anymore. So we usually get the bakery style cheesecake, which is good, depending on the bakery you go to. So we have that, and then we usually, for my birthday, for Christmas, we have some leftover cake. We have any, or we get more more cookies. But usually, I'm a madman, and when I'm eating that freaking rainbow cookies are like my vice, if you will. I mean, you give me a whole box of freaking Italian rainbow cookies, forget it. By the end of the week, it'll be gone. And even if you I don't like the ones you get at the grocery store or you get them at the supermarket. They're not that great. They're not that great tasting, you know. I like it from an actual Italian bakery. It makes it from scratch. That's some good shit. And then the cheesecake, the regular cheesecake, or you get the strawberry cheesecake, whatever. You know, gotta be made good. I mean, I love Junior's cheesecake. If you've been down, if anybody go to downtown Brooklyn, get a slice of that, you're like in heaven. It's just so rich. It's so good. Probably the best cheesecake in New York, basically. Not from the Cheesecake Factory, because I tried it. It's not that great. It's good, not that great though. But I can't get enough of Junior's cheesecake. Every time I go there, I gotta have at least a slice. I have a little slice, done. And if I go with the missus, she gets whatever she wants to get. Guess I think a cappuccino, or maybe she'll get a slice with me, or get a different style of slice. I usually get the sugar. I got the sugar-free. I get the sugar-free cheesecake because I'm borderline diabetic. But I gotta have my sugar. And that's it. I love my Italian desserts and my Italian food. But other than that, I mean, I don't discriminate with the Chinese food. I like Chinese food. But I only eat certain things. Well, the main thing I eat is sweet and sour chicken, and I get certain things from the Chinese store, but I don't eat Chinese that much. So because it got too much MSG and too much bleh in it. Makes me fart, makes me kind of, just not good. Doesn't agree with me sometimes. And I don't eat a lot of Spanish food. Besides, Rosa would make empanadas and everything. I don't eat Spanish rice. I don't eat tacos. I've had burritos. Not the big, humongous ones you get, like, from Taco Bell. Usually Rosa would get, like, it's kind of like breakfast burritos, but they're good. So we get that. I usually have those once in a while, but not recently. But, I don't discriminate. I mean, I eat a little bit of Spanish food here and there. I've had, some, like, Thai food. I had Japanese food. Not sushi or anything. Except that sushi, if you know what I mean. Try the fish. Yeah. But I haven't been to, like, a sushi restaurant or anything like that. I have been to a bocce steakhouse where, the guy's like, cha 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 cha. That's always fun. That's fun. You see the guy, like, breaking an egg. Ooh, flip the egg. Let me flip the meat. And then, fire! Like, where's the Undertaker? Not the Undertaker, Kane! Undertaker can probably do that, because he's the Undertaker. He's the goat of all goats. He has these powers. He can go like this, and then fire will just come out. You can do that. You can do it if you wanted to. But probably need Kane's help to do that, or, maybe resurrect Bray Wyatt. We'll move on. Alright, so we got that. So Tony D and Stacks, once again, like I said, let's finish that up. So I went on tangents. I go on tangents a lot. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad! Alright, so we might get a tag team title match at No Mercy. It's not even on the card yet. So we don't know what's going on right now with the tag team titles. But we got some contenders, and we'll see what happens with that. And that's it. Alright, then we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with her special guest, the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov. It's all ready for Carmelo Hayes and their rematch from from the Great American Bash for the NXT World Title at No Mercy. He says, I'm going to be watching his match against Dominic Galero ese. And that's that. And then out of nowhere, after the whole thing with Becky, Kiana James, and Tiffany Stratton, Becky just storms in and it's like kind of like, get out of here, Dragunov. The man is here. She just comes in like she owns the place, and basically says, Tiffany, Kiana, you want to beat me up 2-on-1? How about we have a match? And be you two versus me, 2-on-1 handicap match. I'm like, yeah. And I'm thinking, yup, we're gonna get a tag team match out of this. I can tell. I can tell. And we'll see. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to the ring, where Butch came out. Then he had to wait a while. Then we go up to the Metaphor Lounge, where we see Quinn McKay interviewing Metaphor, who are all dressed up like they're in the Matrix. They had the whole Matrix thing, and it was funny. You know, freaking Norm Dar thinks he's Neo. Oro Menzo is there, and freaking Lash Legend, kick gun, and the beautiful Jakarta Jackson. Both of them respectfully looking like Trinity and maybe another member of the group. If you watched the 4 Matrix movies, I saw the last one. What was it? What's it called? Revolutions, something like that. I watched that the other day. Holy shit! It was pretty damn good. Everybody thinks it sucked. I thought it was pretty damn good. Rosa thought it was excellent. Well, she knows everything's excellent, but not always. But yeah, we watched that whole thing. It was pretty damn good. You know, Nick. I even know that Neil Patrick Harris was in it. I didn't even know that. But yeah, so I was like, he's in this movie? What? And freaking what's his name? Goddamn name. Lawrence Fishburne wasn't even in it. I mean, we see cameos of him, but they had a brand new Morpheus. It looked like a younger version. I was like, who's this? Who is this? Morpheus. Like, that's not who Morpheus that I know. Lawrence Fishburne. Like, why isn't he in this movie? I had to find out, you know, during the movie what happened. Just a different version of the Matrix. And I go, so we got a younger version of Morpheus. But anyway, so that was kind of funny. They all dressed up, as members of the Matrix. And then Norm Dar tries to do his best, Neo impersonation. It sounded like Damian Priest. And he's like this, I think I'm Neo. I am the one. It was funny as hell. But yeah, Jakarta Jackson and freaking Lash Legend. Respectfully, dude. Respectfully. So we get that. So we're gonna watch on as we have the final matches of the Group A and Group B in the tournament. See who faces them. Next week is the finals of that tournament. The winner of that faces Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup at No Mercy. We got that. So before we get to the Group A final, if you will, we see Trick Williams in the back. Our good buddy Trick Williams. He's in the back. He's hanging out. And then Dominic Galero ese, the North American champion, comes up to him, trying to put a wedge between Trick and Carmelo. And he's like mentioning, it's like, oh, you don't have a family. You should go on your own and shine like I did. Step out of Melo's shadow and be your own guy. And, shine like I did. I got out of my deadbeat dad's shadow, and now I'm with the Judgment Day. And look at my success. I'm like, not wrong, you're not wrong. So Trick's like, nah, I'm not listening to you, I'm not falling for that shit. But eventually it will happen. I think it might happen at No Mercy. I still think Trick is gonna turn on Mello. Maybe I think after the match when Mello, I think he will retain against Dragunov. Keep the belt, and then probably by Halloween Havoc, I think it'll be Mello versus Trick. I don't know if they're gonna pull the trigger and give the belt to Trick Williams, but I do see them actually breaking up and then feuding for the title, going into Halloween Havoc and maybe into November. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, there we go to our first official match of the night. The Group A final. In the Global Heritage Cup, or Invitation, or whatever you want to call it. We had Tyler Bate, who won on NXT Level Up this past Friday night, because he had 2 matches left, and I forgot who he beat. I don't even care. I think he beat. He beat. What's his name? Akira Tozawa last week, and then I think he beat Joe Coffey on Level Up. So he has 4 points, and if he wins this match against Butch, he will go on to the finals. So Butch needs a pinfall or submission, which gets you 2 points. So if Butch has to win to advance to the finals, and Bate can win, he can get a draw, recently I think a win or a loss. Well, win or a draw would make him go to the finals. So this was a very good match. Starts out with Butch working on the arm. Bate Jesus his way out of trouble. We get bomb and bang, broken up, shot to the face, and then Tyler Bate's all serious, like, I'm gonna kill you, and just starts beating the crap out of Butch in the corner. Referee has to back it up, but he's got 5. They're gonna delayed superplex, drops Butch again. When Butch is like screaming in pain. Nice camera shot, by the way. Gonna break, we come back. They go back and forth again. Tyler does the 1915 version of the airplane spin. Goes to Tyler Driver 97. He picked him up. I thought he was gonna hit it, and then I was thinking, he was having trouble at first. I was like, "Are you trying to sandbagging? Or are you botching? What's going on here?" But Butch locked in a semi-triangle choke, but Tyler powers him up into a Death Valley Driver for a near fall. And then Butch comes back, grabs the Tyler, then hits his version of the Tyler Driver 97 for a near fall. And then Bate comes back, hits the bitter end, which is Butch's move. And get another near fall. The crowd's going nuts. We have less than a minute to go. And then Tyler Bate tries to go for Spiral Tap. Wonder where we got that from, Wesley. Goes for that, and Butch got his knees up. And Butch hits the bitter end, but Tyler kicked out at 2. So he loads it up again, and instead of hitting the bitter end, he hits a Power Driver! Knocking Bate down, goes to the cover. 1, 2, 3. Butch gets the win in under 12 minutes. Very good match. I think he had like 12 seconds left, and he won the match, so if Tyler would have held on, he would have won the match, but, unfortunately, Butch gets the win. Match was great, gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So Butch wins the Group A. He wins Group A, let's say that, with 5 points. He's 2-0-1. He had that draw. Tyler Bate ends at 4 points. Axiom with 1 point. Even though he has a match coming up with Charlie Dempsey, which I think is going to be on Level Up this week. Basically, it won't matter who wins that match because they're eliminated. So Butch wins the whole thing with 5 points, and he goes to the finals next week where he will face the Group B winner, whoever that may be. But we're going to find that out in a little bit. So great match, 3.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we go to a video from earlier in the week. I don't know how early that was. But we see the lovely JC Jane taking out the crazy girl, Thea Hale. They go shopping with some new clothes. So they go to the store. It looks like the ghetto version of the Gap. You know, I mentioned that to Issa. I was like, she had to look like, what? I was like, I'm joking. Sarcasm. Anyway, so they JC picks out a lot of clothes for Thea Hale to wear. And then the first one is like a little red outfit. I think it was a red and black outfit. Didn't look that bad. And then she comes out in leather, leather clothing. A couple good ones, and the last one was like, holy shit. She had like a cut-off thing showing, a little bit of her cleavage and boobies a little bit. And then she's in a little short mini leather skirt and everything. And then the final outfit we can't see. So she probably came out naked. I don't know. Or she came out maybe with like a little bitty thing on, a little bitty thong on. I don't know. But we find out that that's going to be revealed next week. So I got to imagine what that's going to be. Probably going to be a little bitty thing. And it's going to be a really different version of Thea Hale next week. I'm kind of excited to find that out. So we got that, and then they leave the store, and they're like, oh, that's fun, let's do it again sometime. So we got all that. And that's it. Alright, so I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go to the Group B finals. Well, the last match of the Group B side of the Global Heritage Invitational. So we had Duke Hudson of Chase U taking on the man from Ireland, Joe Coffey. Hudson needs a win to force a triple threat match, because everybody will have 4 points. Joe Coffey can win or tie. So Hudson needs a win for a three-way tie with Coffey, and Ben Frazier. Coffey advances with a win or a draw. So we had Andre Chase, Mr. Chase, and the rest of Gallus, Wolfgang and Mark Coffey at ringside. Pretty quick match. They trade shoulder blocks to start. Duke gets the better of that, sets up a running Hurricane Rana. Joe Coffey comes back, runs him over, sets up a missile drop kick. Then he goes for all the best for the bells, his finishing move. It's all loaded up, but Duke somehow, with a fruit roll up, 1, 2, 3, a shocking victory for Duke Hudson. And he gets the win. We have a 3-way tie in Group B. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. So as of now, we had Ben Frazier, Joe Coffey, Duke Hudson with 4 points. Akira Tozawa was eliminated at the beginning of the freaking tournament. We had that. So we had that. Then we go to the back where we have Mackenzie Mitchell and Ben Frazier. He's all happy with the results. Can't wait for the triple threat match next week. Actually, it's with Quinn McKay, I should say. And then Quinn's like, she's talking and it's like, oh, I just got word. I'm like, that quick? From Shawn Michaels? Huh? So she's like, oh, actually, Ben, that match is coming up later on tonight. He's like, oh, it's tonight? So he just like bolts at it and gets ready for the match. So we got that. So later on, we got Ben Frazier, Nathan Frazier, taking on Duke Hudson in his second match of the night, and Joe Coffey in his second match of the night. So Nathan Frazier has the advantage because he's a fresh man. So we got that. We move on. Alright, then we get an update on the sad injury to Von Wagner, and we see Robbie E. Mr. Stone. He sent out a tweet or X. I don't know what we call that. What do you call it? A zeet. Sounds like a Z. You can't say Z. It's X-E-E-T. It sounds like Z, Z-E-E-T. Just call it a tweet because X is a stupid name. I'd rather just say Twitter, Twatter, whatever you want. So Robbie E. says that Von Wagner is not good. That's a shame. That's a real shame. Now, it's storyline wise, so they're saying he's a skull fracture, very serious injury. Don't know when Von's gonna come back, if at all. I think it's just a setup for him to kind of like resurrect on the main roster. But we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go back to the Capitol Wrestling Center for our next match. We go to the women, the beautiful ladies, and we had some nice hot pieces of ace in that ring. We had Roxanne Perez taking on the lovely Latina from Puerto Rico, Lola Vice, who came out with another hot piece of ace from Puerto Rico, Elektra Lopez, she's out there. Was an okay match, 4-minute match. Back and forth they went. Lola really working on Roxy's arm. She locks in a submission. Locks in the yes lock. It kind of looked like the LaBelle lock with the crossface. That kind of hurts. Roxy fights her way to her feet. It's a running dropkick in the corner, followed by some forearm shots. And then Lola tries to go for the arm. Again, Roxy with a roll up and stacked her up. 1, 2, 3. Roxy gets the win in over 4 minutes. And the match was okay. So I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's probably it. But, Lola with a nice little showing there. I think she's going to... Her or maybe Lyra Valkyria might win the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament coming up whenever that starts. Probably after... I think it starts after No Mercy, so... And probably get the finals at... I would probably think the finals will be at Halloween Havoc. But... we'll see. But... it's either going to be Lola winning the Breakout Tournament and a title shot, or it's going to be Lyra Valkyria winning the title shot. Now imagine if it's Lyra Valkyria winning the title shot and she faces off against her best friend, Becky. We'll see. That's that. So, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then we get a video of Nightwolf, otherwise known as Eddie Thorpe. He goes to where Dominic Dijak basically, marked his territory, chopping up that tree that's so sacred to him and his heritage and his family and all that shit. So, Eddie's pissed off about that. And he says, you want to disgrace my family? This and that. So he's like, next week we're going to have a match that's very near and dear to me and all this stuff. So he takes out this big bag and he pulls out a scrap. So we're going to have a scrap match next week on the program. So we got that. That's going to be brutal. I was hoping for NXT Underground, but I don't know if it's going to get to that point. I mean, Dijak's already beat him twice, so, I mean, can Dijak pull the trifecta? But I don't know. That's that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. So next week we'll see if Eddie Thorpe can get some type of revenge on Dijak for disgracing his family and his heritage. And all that stuff. We move on. Alright, there we see the man! Becky Lynch getting ready for her main event match with Kiana James and Tiffy Tiff. Roxy comes in, bad arm and all, and comes in to see Becky, talks about not having people walk over her anymore. Becky was impressed with her win and everything and performance. So Roxy offers to be her partner in the main event. Becky turns her down because, you're ready, you're not ready, you're just gonna wear me down and everything. You have your arm is basically shot. Just sit this one out. I got this. So Rock's like, okay, that's cool. Yeah. So it's nice that Becky's there, kind of putting over the women's division and some of the talent. That's kind of cool. So we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. And we move on. Alright, then we go back to the ring with a non-title match between two champions. The North American champion, Dominic Guerrero, as he takes on the man they call him. Him. And that's the man who shoots. And when he shoots, he don't miss. And that's the NXT World Heavyweight Champion, Carmelo Hayes. We have the Russian Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, on commentary. Trick, as always, not there. This was pretty good. A little bit longer for Dom, as he went 2 minutes with Cody Rhodes and lost. Goes 8.5 minutes. So he went six official minutes with the World Heavyweight Champion. But, Dom got some offense in. Didn't really take Melo to his limit. But eventually, Dom was getting beat up. He fights back, puts Hayes down, goes to the Eddie Guerrero, his father. That's my son. He tried to do the frog splash like you, Eddie, and he missed. Well, because he didn't do it like they say. I told him he has to do the Latino heat, but yeah, he does that too sometimes. But he didn't do it like I do it, Pedro. Okay. So anyway, he misses the frog splash. They go outside, and then Melo sends. Well, they both get sent into Dragunov, who's sitting down. He gets knocked down. And then Dom gets up and slaps Dragunov for good measure. That didn't really sit well with Dragunov, as he comes in, beats the crap out of both of them, causing a basically no contest, double DQ finish. So you get that. So the match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then afterwards, the brawl is on, and then Dragunov tries to go for the torpedo Dom, and Dom, he's too smart, essay, pulled Carmelo in front of him. Carmelo took the torpedo right in the face, knocked him out. And then Dom goes out, holds up his NXT title, thinks he's hot shit, which he is. And then Dragon Lee, his opponent on Monday Night Raw this Monday night, comes in and goes, hello? And then Dom turns around and is like, boom! And then Dragon Lee super kicks him right in the face, takes the belt and holds it up. So we'll see if Dom can retain the title on Monday. I think he will. I still think it's going to be a triple threat match for the North American title between Dragon Lee, Dom, and Mustafa Ali. We're going to hear from in a little bit. So we got all that. But we move on. Alright, once again, we go to the back, where Trick Williams is not happy with what just happened. And then Ava Raine and Joe Gacy, the remnants of the Schism, they come in, they talk to him about loneliness. It's like, oh, yeah, I know you're lonely, we're lonely too, we're just touching a broken tree last week. So Williams like, get out of here, I don't want to hear from you, I don't want to hear it, get out of here. I mean, I know how this movie ends. So, but Joe Gacy, tries to reason with him and asks why Carmelo doesn't think much of him. And then they leave and Carmelo's like, fuck. Not Carmelo, Trick goes like, fuck. So that's something maybe to look at. I really don't think that Trick is going to join, of all people, Joe Gacy and Ava Raine, the remnants of the Schism. I think they're kind of lost right now. I mean, what are you gonna do now with Joe Gacy, and what are you gonna do with Ava Raine? Because the Grizzled Young Veterans, their contract ended, and now they're gone finally. Where they go? I'd rather them go to debut in Impact. I think they go to AEW. I mean, they could work in Ring of Honor. Not they're gonna do anything in Ring of Honor. Probably lose all the time, because I would doubt that Tony Khan would make them win the Ring of Honor tag team belts, or even the AEW tag team belts, or the if they get a third person, maybe go for the trios titles, but in both companies, but they won't win that. So I mean, what are you gonna do with them in AEW or Ring of Honor? But if they go to Impact, I think they have might have a good chance to maybe win those Impact Tag Team belts. But that's up to Scott D'Amore and company, but we'll see. So we'll see what happens with Trick and Gacy and Ava Raine, looking amazing as always. And that's it. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, there we go. Further into the locker room, where we see Duke Hudson and Mr. Chase. They're celebrating Duke's big win. And now he's getting ready for that triple threat match. But Duke's kind of concerned. He's like, I'm not sure I can win this triple threat match because I have to face Joe Coffey again. And I have to face a fresh Nathan Frazier. But Mr. Chase, kind of gives him a big-time pep talk. Dubs him the spoiler. And the MVP of Chase U. He's like firing him up. And like Duke's like, yeah, I'm going to win. Let's fucking go. And they bleep that, obviously. So we'll see what happens with that in a little bit. And we move on. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to a video, kind of like a weird video at first. And we're in the alley where we see Reggie Scripps with his little group that he has now. They're called OTM, which is called Out of the Mud, or something like that. But it's called OTM, which is kind of a stupid freaking acronym. Blah, blah, blah. They're there, they're shooting dice in the alley with some other people. And, they're throwing bones, and I'm yelling dominoes, Like that Ice Cube song, Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake 'em. Rolling around and messing with a 7-Eleven, 7-Eleven. I picked up the cash flow. Then we rode bones, and I'm yelling dominoes. God, I love that song. Anyway, so basically, Reggie and the Boricua Gangsters, Bronco Nima and Lucien Price, so they actually put their names in this time. They kind of hustle these I think it was 3 or 4 guys out of a ton of money. And then Reggie's like, I grew up on the street, this is how I lived and everything. And then Bronco and Nemo are kind of like, just gonna be adding in their little, my allergies kicking in. So, they talk about the streets. It's like, oh, we just want a ton of money and everything. So we got that. So, it's a pretty interesting segment. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. I mentioned the Issa in our live stream today. It's like New Jack would love these guys because, I call them the Boricua Gangsters. He's a gangster, Jerome! You summon motherfucker! Like, yeah, you like these guys, Reggie from the streets, and, Scraps. Reggie from the streets and, this team, Bronco Nima, and, freaking, Lucien Price. I dubbed them the Boricua Gangsters, and I mentioned you would probably be, you probably like this team, because they're kind of like gangsters, like you and, that guy, the other guy, what's his name, Mustafa? I hate that girl, motherfucker. Yeah, I know. But you would have had fun with these guys. Man, imagine you were alive today there, Jerome. You could have been their manager. I don't know how you would have done it, Imagine freaking New Jack in NXT, the crazy man that he is. What'd you say, motherfucker? I said, you're crazy. To get that sicko away, get that sight away from me, dude. I will shove that up your fucking ass, motherfucker. Get it away from me. I'll call Mike. I talk about Mike Awesome and everything. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, here we come. Hi, Mike. Hey, how you doing? What do you want? I was just mentioning something about Jerome. What did that motherfucker do now? Did he mess with you again? He tried to. He took that scythe and tried to, hurt me. Now, nobody hurts you, Mr. Joseph. Now, I'm gonna find Jerome. I'm gonna put him through a glass table. I'm gonna do it for you because you're my friend. Why, no, thank you, bud. I hate that guy. Yeah, but me and you teamed up with him like last year. Remember that at all out? You remember that? Oh yeah, that was a great match. You know, he was a psychopath. You know, I know. What are you gonna do? We won the match. But that guy's, you know, I like the guy, I love the guy and everything, but, you know, I like Jerome and everything, but he's gotta lay off that cocaine, because sometimes he can go, woohoo! He snorts more coke than Tony Khan. I like that guy. Why doesn't he sign me? Oh, you're dead. Ah, fuck! You know? Sorry, Mike. But anyway, yeah, just keep Jerome in check, alright? That's all I ask, okay? Alright, got anything else to say? You're great fans? No! You want to say goodbye? Okay, bye! Okay, get out of here. Creepy. See, I bring sarcasm, and I bring satire to my show. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of here! Get Mike Awesome to come down from heaven and put you through a freaking glass table. He'll do it too. But we move on. Alright, so the Buickwood Gangsters and Reggie, you know, hustle some money from some guys, and they talk about the streets. Blah, 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 blah. So, you know, nice at NXT, you know, kind of like tonight was like all about, you know, showcasing people. So, you know, more showcasing for the Buickwood Gangsters. And I think they're facing off against Hank and Tank next week. Yeah. But speaking of Hank and Tank, we hear from them. They're ready to get into the tag team title picture. Not that they're going to go anywhere with that, but I still think we're going to get Tony D and Stacks against the Creed brothers for the titles, and I think the Creeds are going to win the belts back for the second or third time. That's why I have a feeling. I got a feeling that's going to happen. We got that. Move on. Alright, then we go to the triple threat match, no time limit. Group B finals, Ben Frazier, the fresh Ben Frazier, taking on Joe Coffey and Duke Hudson in their second match of the night, basically. And this was great. I love this match. Duke Hudson going all over the place. He's like, oh, I'm so fucking tired, I don't know if I can do it. Then he comes in and has like a banger match. Holy crap. Like, where is this? He was on fire. The whole match, he was on fire. You know, back and forth they went. Duke grabs a fruit roller for a near fall on Joe Coffey, even though it worked for him the first match. He falls out with a black hole slam. And then Ben Frazier super kicks him, hits a reverse DDT to Joe Coffey, and a regular DDT on Duke Hudson. But Joe Coffey comes back on a diving headbutt to the chest. Gets cut off by a super kick. But Duke Hudson sends Nathan flying with a released German suplex. Sick. Then he boots Joe Coffey down, sends it to the floor. But then Ben Frazier runs Duke over. Goes up top, hits the Phoenix Splash. And then Joe Coffey breaks it up and hits all the best for the bells to finish off Duke Hudson in just under 12 and a half minutes. So that sequence at the end was crazy because I think it was I forgot what. Oh, it was a hurricane. I think it was a Hurricane Rana that Ben Frazier hit on Duke, and he legit spiked him on his neck. I was like, oh shit! I mean, legit. Duke was like standing like a freaking pencil. like a freaking exclamation point. I was like, oh, and the way he hit it, I was like, oh, dude, his neck is done. And wait, oh, it was nasty. Woo. We get that, and eventually, Joe Coffey wins Group B, and now he will face Butch in the finals next week on the program. Kind of like a rematch from NXT UK. I think when Joe Coffey faced Butch when Pete Dunne, when he was the NXT UK champion. So it's gonna be a brutal match. It's gonna be big beefy men slapping the crap out of each other next week. And the winner goes on to face Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. I'm thinking it's gonna be Butch. I would love for Butch to beat Noam Dar, but I have a feeling that Noam Dar is gonna retain, thanks to his friends, Oro Menza, Jakarta Jackson, and Lash Legend. You're gonna get shit done. That's pretty much it. So we move on with that. But great match. This was a match of the night. 3.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the back. Mackenzie Mitchell's with Mustafa Ali. He's pissed off with Dragon Lee getting a North American title shot on Raw this Monday night. And he's like, how could he be the number 1 contender when I'm the number 1 contender? How does that make any sense to me? You asking me? I don't know. Just bad booking. That's all it is, Mustafa. Anyway, he's like, I got the perfect solution for this. I'm gonna go on Monday Night Raw. I'm gonna mess things up. There's your triple threat. So I got that. So I give that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the locker room where we have Tiffany Stratton, and Kiana James trying to formulate a strategy against Becky. And then they're about to leave, and I think Kiana asks Tiffany something, and Tiffany says, I got a surprise for Becky, and Kiana's like, what is it? It's like, well, come to the ring, I'll tell you when I'm on the way. So, we got that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go to a segment with Briggs, Jensen, and Fallon, don't call me Don Henley. They're arguing over Miles Bourne betraying them last week. They're arguing, and I think Jensen was like trying to, I don't know what he was looking at something, or he was reading something, and Jensen and freaking Fallon Henley going at it, and then we see Baron Snorbing Corbin come from somewhere, and he's like, you interrupted my massage, and starts mocking them. It's like, oh, I don't care about what any of you guys, you just interrupted my massage and everything. And then Briggs like, well, if you keep talking, you're gonna have another massage after I kick your ass. So Corbin's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go back to my massage now. Well, okay, leave me alone. So I thought there was gonna be a match coming up, but it hasn't been announced. But maybe it might be next week on the program, but we'll see. That's that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to Carmelo Hayes. Basically, he's shirtless, he's in his shorts, and just like leaves the arena, goes out in the crowded parking lot. The interviewer, the cameraman, asks him, what do you think about what happened with Ilya Dragunov and Dom Dom earlier? And Melo says, I don't like Ilya being so cocky about everything. So I think he's gonna win and shit. So he says, next week, I'm gonna settle this. I'm gonna put Dragunov in his place. I'm gonna put him where he stands and stuff like that. So we got a contract signing next week for Dragunov and Melo 2. And we all know how contract signings end. Somebody's going through a table, or just really chaos just happens. And we get that. Alright, so I give that 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a rundown of what's happening next week on NXT. I mentioned the strap match, Butch versus Joe Coffey in the finals of the Global Heritage Invitational. I forget what else. I think we got a couple other matches on the card. Should be interesting. And we got that. So that's all next week on the Go Home show before No Mercy. Move on. Alright, then we go to your main event of the evening, which was supposed to be a 2-on-1 handicap match. Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James against Becky, the man, Becky Lynch. But really doesn't go anywhere because Becky comes out first, and then Kiana and Tiffy jump her from behind in the aisleway, beating her down. And then Lyra Valkyria, her bestie, comes in for the save and beating him down. The referee's like, "Get in here!" So I was like, "Yep, Teddy Long special for the main event." I knew Lyra was going to join her. I just knew it. So we get that. So we go to commercial. We come back with the tag team match in progress. Lyra and Becky taking on Tiffany and Kiana. Pretty decent match. Back and forth they went. Get a nice little sequence where Lyra and Becky hit stereo middle rope drop kicks on both the ladies. That was pretty damn nice. Tiffany breaks up Lyra's springboard attempt, and Kiana has a power bomb. And then Tiffany goes on top, hits a beautiful swanton bomb for a near fall as Becky made the save. Hits a springboard missile drop kick on Kiana. Then she hits Ben Frazier's version of the DDT that he hit earlier against Duke Hudson and Joe Coffey. Reverse into a regular DDT combo. Takes Kiana and Tiffy down. And then Lyra, who is the legal woman in the match, she goes up top, hits that top rope splash on Kiana James. 1, 2, 3 in under 11.5 minutes. Lyra and Becky get the win. Match was alright. Gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. But Tiffy was not too happy. "Daddy, they won! I didn't like it!" Calm down. So Tiffy grabs a chair, knocks Lyra and Becky down. Chair shots to the stomach, and I think in the back, she's going berserk. And then she leaves, and she's like, "Yeah, look at me! Look what I did," you know. And then Becky gets the mic. She is pissed. She gets on the mic and says, "Alright, you want to act like that, Tiffy? Alright, I see where you're coming from, Tiffy." It's like, "We're going to have our rematch at No Mercy, but this time, not going to be any old, ordinary rematch. It's like, we're going to do this. We're going to go extreme." So our match at No Mercy is going to be Extreme Rules. So that's going to be a not going to be, a watered down version of, a hardcore match. But it might be a little bit brutal depending on what weapons they use. So Becky versus Tiffany 2. Electric Boogaloo Extreme Rules. Hey, that rhymes. So we got all that at No Mercy. So we'll see what happens next week on the program with Becky and Tiff. And that's it. So we got all that. So I think we have our full 5 matches on the card. So we got the NXT Women's Championship being defended, the North American Championship being defended, possibly in a triple threat match, the World Title match. That's 3 titles. What else do we have? That's 3. I know it's the 3 match. Oh, we got the Heritage Cup. That's 4, and I think maybe the tag team match might be a 5th match. I believe, I think so. Or it will be added. I don't know. But let me see if I can get the card. No, I can't. All right. We'll discuss it next week. With that. All right. So that's it. That ends NXT. I thought it was a pretty solid show, and I gave it 7 out of 10 stars. Let me know what you guys think of the show down below in the comments section. You can also do your own video if you wish. But hit that like button, stick that thumb straight up everybody else's a-hole. Tell them you like my video and you don't like theirs. So that's pretty much it for that. And that's it. So, once again, 7 out of 10 stars for NXT tonight. Pretty solid show. We'll see what happens next week on the Go Home show before No Mercy next Saturday night. I got that. Alright, so that's it for my video. Thank you all for watching. I will be back tomorrow with my AEW Dynamite Grand Slam review right here on the channel. Dynamite is going to look great. They sold over 1,100 tickets today, or the last 2 days, I should say, because they're doing a lot of press, a lot of media. MJF did a whole bunch of shit. He was at the Met game over the weekend. He was on Channel 11. I think he was on the Today Show. Orange Cassidy, Chris Statlander, Tony Khan, Chris Jericho, doing a whole bunch of press and stuff, you know. And they sold some extra tickets. So I don't know how much they have left, but they got a few more tickets left. So if you want to go, go. You won't regret it. But getting home, get there early. I don't know when they're taping Rampage tomorrow. It might be before. I hope it's for the fans' sake. I hope it's before Dynamite. So the tapings will probably start at 6 o'clock. And they go right to 8 o'clock because Rampage is a 2-hour show this Friday night. So I think they would do that instead of having a live Dynamite and then taping Rampage from 10:05, 10:10 to like midnight. Because you gotta change the ropes, you gotta clean everything. It's just a mess. So if I was Tony Khan, I would tape Rampage first, which I think they do anyway. Tape Rampage from 6 to 8, and then have the live show from 8 to 10. Everybody leaves around, after the show ends about 10. If they have an extra match, like a dark match, 10:15, 10:30 the latest, and then everybody goes home. Or tries to get out of Arthur Ashe Hole Stadium, the National Tennis Center and all that shit, where Citi Field is. Good luck getting out of there, because the parking lot is going to be, forget it. And if you're going by train, gonna be even worse, because you gotta go from the tennis center all the way to Willets Point, over that big bridge, and then walking to the tennis center, then walking all the way back over the bridge. It's a pain in the ass, trust me. Then having like thousands of people trying to get on the 7 train, going back to New York City. Whether it be 42nd Street, Times Square, Herald Square, 34th Street, or the last stop, which is 12th Avenue, Hudson Yard, trying to get to another train, or, you're going to 42nd, you're going to Grand Central, or Times Square to get the A train, or whatever train you're getting, to go to where you live in the Bronx, or Manhattan, or whatever Brooklyn, you're going back to Brooklyn, taking the whatever train, QD, whatever train you take into Brooklyn, you're going to be there for a while, I'll tell you the truth, because, you're going to be packed like sardines on that 7 train, but, the good thing is, if you miss the train, there's another train behind it, you might have to wait about 5-10 minutes max, 15 minutes, maybe max, then you get wait for that train to come, and more people get packed in. I'll tell you the truth, you can get on the first train, if you get there pretty quick. You get the first train there that you can get. You get on that train. It's gonna be packed, but you get there like 10. Let's say 10:45 ish, 10 maybe 11. There's a good chance you could be home by, depending where you live, between 12 and 1 a.m. If you're lucky. But if you miss at least one, 2, or even 3 trains, you might be there for a little while. You might not be home until about between 1 and 2 a.m. And if you're driving, oh boy. Getting out of there is going to be an adventure, I'll tell you the truth, because I've been to a lot of Met games at Shea Stadium. The parking lot is not fun. I know, me and my dad know from experience. You know, if you've been to a Met game at Shea, especially a day game, like a 1 o'clock game, get there at least by 11 o'clock. So you know, don't park it. I mean, what we used to do, we played it smart. We parked across the street from Shea in the parking lot. We like would get right near the front of the gate and everything, so we can get out really quick. Sometimes we had to wait because because people are maniacs and want to get out and go around. And sometimes you couldn't even go this way. You had to go this way and all the way around, like a maze and everything. And then when you finally get out and onto Roosevelt Avenue, I think it's Roosevelt Avenue, where you get on there, then you have to go. You turn and you go down to where the Grand Central Parkway is, and you go or the Van Wyck Grand Central. You're going this way. You're going this way to the Triborough Bridge. It's a pain in the ass. Lots of traffic just to get on the Grand Central, and then there's more traffic going to Long Island, get on the LIE or whatever you gotta go. Or going back to Queens, in my case, going back to Brooklyn. Pain in the ass, especially on the Grand Central. Then you get on the LIE, you get off on the exit of the Van Wyck Expressway, and it's just, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's a pain, but by the time you get on the Brooklyn, the highway in Brooklyn, usually it's smooth sailing from there. So, night games are even worse. I mean, I've been to night games too at Shea. Parking, I mean, we parking. Sometimes we would park in the beginning where the gate is. Sometimes we park in the middle or wherever parking spot we can get. Sometimes we had to park at the tennis center. That is a pain in the ass. Trust me, it is a pain in the ass because you have to walk from the tennis center all the way to Shea and all the way back. And then you have to deal with getting out. I mean, there's like a 7 o'clock game. The game ends like 9, almost 10 o'clock, maybe, unless it goes to the extra innings, 10:30, 11 o'clock maybe. And then you have to walk out of Shea, or now Citi Field, you have to walk out of there, go to the tennis center, wherever you parked, get out of that maze, and then get on the highway, which is even worse, a bigger maze. If you get out at like 11 o'clock, by the time you get home, it's like, if you're lucky, 12:30, 1 o'clock, maybe the latest 1:30. If you live in Brooklyn, if you live in Long Island, you'll probably be home at 2. Jersey, you'll be home at 3, 4. Not fun. It's good, you go to the game, it's fun and everything, but parking, with the prices of parking, is just freaking pain in the ass. But, so, if I were you, some of you people going to Grand Slam tomorrow, take mass transit. I don't care how long you wait. Going there, I would get there early as possible. I would leave at 2 o'clock to get there. Because it won't be that packed. But if you're going like 4 or 5 o'clock, well, forget it. You might miss freaking Rampage. You get there in time for the live show, but unless you leave really like 5, between 5 and 6. Oh, the show starts at 8, let's go at 6. No, shit. You get on the 7 train, packed. Because you have to get off at Willis Point, and then go over that bridge. Pain. So, get there early tomorrow. And then, like I said, you're getting out of there, you're gonna have a long walk, a long wait for the 7 train, going to the junction, or you're going all the way into the city. It's gonna be a while. But, I would run as fast as I can, just like walk or run as fast as I could to the freaking train. Get on the first train I can get, because it's gonna be packed like sardines, like I said, and then in about maybe a half hour, at most a half hour, maybe 45 minutes at most, depending on the train, of course, you're back in the city, And then, if you live in the city, and depending where you live in the city, you might have to get on another train. Or if you go to Grand Central, you might have to take the Grand Central the train there, get on the LIRR. If you live on Long Island, that's a pain. I don't know when the last trains are for the Long Island Railroad. I think it's 12 midnight. So, it's just going to be a pain in the ass getting out of there and going home on the train. But getting there, like I said, get there extra early. Even leave at, like, in the morning. Not too early, like get there, like, leave at 9, you're there at, like, 10 o'clock. I'm like, oh, damn, we gotta wait till 5 o'clock. Stupid. But I would leave around 1, 2 o'clock. Max. If you're driving there, 1, 2 o'clock, get there. And by train, same thing. But getting out of there is going to be a pain in the ass. Trust me. That's that. But anyway, if you're going there, have fun. Gonna enjoy a great show. 2 great shows. And that's pretty much it. So we'll talk about Dynamite tomorrow night on this channel. And, yeah. That's gonna be it. So I am out of here. I'm about to lose my voice. I am tired. It's almost 3:30 in the morning. And I got things to do tomorrow. So I'm gonna get out of here, try to get some sleep, and then do what I gotta do tomorrow. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow night. If there's anything happens during the day, I will be here to talk about it. If any big news happens or whatever happens tomorrow, I will be here. So that's that. But if not, I will see you guys tomorrow night after Dynamite for your Dynamite review for Grand Slam. Should be a great show. We'll talk about it, and that's pretty much it. So I am out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out. Rock on and rock hard with your cock out. And one last thing, go on In This Moment's official YouTube page. The visualizer for Army of Me, the cover of Bjork's song, just came out earlier tonight. It is a fucking banger. I'm gonna put it up on my I'm gonna put it up on my community tab on probably on this channel and maybe my Killer Demons channel, one of the channels. But it's gonna be there, so go watch it. Already as it's climbing up the ranks already. Last check, it was like 1,200 hits, getting up to 1,500, 2,000 in the span of like almost an hour or two already. I don't know what it is now, but it's probably by the time I get up tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised if like 5,000, 10,000. Maybe 20,000 at most, but we'll see. But that song is going to hit. It's going to get a lot of hits. I mean, the Purge video, over 2 million hits plus right now in over a month or two. Crazy. God Mode, the visualizer for that, has a lot of hits. And Army of Me is going to get a lot of hits. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets 1 million hits. But you can download it now on Spotify and Apple Music or whatever you download your music from. The official album still doesn't come out until October the 27th. You can pre-order it now on Spotify. You pre-order it on the In This Moment official merchandise store. Amazon has it already. You can pre-order it. But I'll tell you this, guys. God Mode, the album God Mode, is a fucking banger. So, go order it right now. And hopefully, this is the album that gets them to #1 on the Billboard 200. Maybe the Hot 100. I don't know, but it's going to be a great album. I think it's going to sell a lot of copies. I don't think it's going to go platinum, because the only album that actually went platinum was Blood. But they have sold a lot of copies of their old albums and new albums and everything. But this album is, I hope and pray, sells a lot of copies. A lot. Maybe it gets the gold status. Maybe it gets the platinum. But we'll see. I'll take gold. And I'll take a Grammy nomination. Or 2. Or 3. Or more. Who knows? But this album is going to be the talk of the town. And when it does come out, I already have it pre-ordered. I already have most of it downloaded already. Because I've heard the entire album, because I'm like that, because I got it like that, because I'm Mr. VIP. I'll tell you this, it is a freaking masterpiece. Their 8th album is a masterpiece. Not as great as Tragedy, not as great as Blood, but I think it's like number 3 in my top 3 best albums that they've ever had. Tragedy is always my favorite because it's the first album. Gotta go with that. Blood, number 2. It's an amazing album. And God Mode I think is going to be, not going to be better than Blood. It's not going to be better than Tragedy. Some people think it might be, but I think it's going to be at least number 3 in their 8 albums that they put out. The number 3 behind Tragedy and Blood. It's going to be great. So, I've heard it. All the songs are bangers. I can't wait. I can't wait till it comes out. On my dad's birthday. And Kelly Osbourne's birthday, too. So get it while it's hot. Pre-order it now. You can watch the Purge video. You can watch the visualizers for God Mode and the new single that just came out tonight, Army of Me, the cover of Bjork. And as always, in this moment, when they do cover songs, they always kick ass. There's only one I didn't like that much. That was Fly Like an Eagle. Did not like it that much. We Will Rock You. I mean, no offense to Taylor Momsen of the Pretty Reckless and the beautiful Lizzie Hale, but I just didn't think that. I really didn't think they should have covered that song. Just my opinion, on the last album. But we'll see what happens with that when they make their 9th album, whenever that might be 3 years from now, probably 2025, maybe 2026. Depending on how long this tour cycle goes, because In This Moment likes to do things like they tour usually around 2 years, maybe 2.5, and then they start the new album process, and then that does come out for like 2-3 years. Because I think Mother came out in 2020, 2021 during the pandemic, and it took about 2.5, almost 3 years for the new album to come out and get mixed, and it's just a banger. So, I would think their next album, the 9th album, or if they make another Greatest Hits, that doesn't count as an album, but I think they'll probably make another Greatest Hits, because they already made one with Tragedy all the way up to Blood, so Volume 2 will probably be from Black Widow up to now. But we'll see what happens with that. And there might be a live DVD coming out later on, either this year or next year. That should be fucking amazing. We'll see what happens with that. Gonna be in New York at the end of November. Tickets are not a pain in the ass. I just looked. And the cheapest seats are in the second balcony if you're going to the Hammerstein show. $75 that's with fees and stuff like that. So I think altogether is like $80, almost close to $90. That's with fees and tax. Ugh. So I want to get the front row seats, but I looked and they're already like $85, $90. I'm like, oh, come on. So, not going to be Mr. VIP for this show. I'll be fine sitting in the second balcony because I can get a seat. I can look at the entire show. It's still going to be a banger show. But I can save some money. Get the second balcony seat. Sit as close as I can. So I can see everything. I can take pictures. I can take freaking video. And I know it'll be copyrighted, but it's not gonna be struck down for copyright infringement or anything. Just gonna be copyright claims and shit. But better than nothing. The quality probably won't be. I mean, the sound might be great. Quality might be not that great, but whatever you can get. But I know New Year's Day is doing a VIP. I don't know how many tickets are gonna sell for that. I want to try to get that, but it depends on how much it is. If it's like really cheap, like $50, $60, $50, $60, I might try to get it if I have some money left. If I can do it. If not, not the end of the world. You know, just go to the concert. Gotta start really early, like 6 o'clock. Because in this moment, it's the last one. They're gonna go, I think, from 9 to like 11, 9:30 to 11. Because the set changes and shit. Because New Year's Day starts, and then Avatar, then Einstein kills, and then in this moment, it's the final band and everything. But but I'm hoping I can get a good seat at least. I'm trying to go on Live Nation, but it like links me to Ticketmaster, which I fucking hate. But like I said, if I can get maybe I'm trying to see how much the floor seat is with taxes and fees. Probably be at most $100. I really don't want to do that, but if I can get the second balcony, which is like $75 and change, with the processing fee is $79, and then I think with taxes and other fees, probably at most is like $90, which I can do, is fine, but if I stand on the floor or I'm in the first or second balcony, I'm fine just going to the concert, having a great time with all my other metalheads, taking some good video and then all that shit. Can be old Mr. VIP all the time. I would love to be, but, you know, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't, but it is what it is. And that's it. Alright, enough about that. I gotta go to bed. Thanks for watching, everybody. Check out the video for Army of Me and pre-order God Mode right now. And that's it. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Good night. And if you're not down with that, well, you're a bunch of fuckboys. And I got 3 fucking words for all you fuckboys. Fuck you, man. Adios. Until next time. Peace.